welcome back. This one's too sassy and classy to pass up on. How Russia uses sarcasm as a weapon in the Ukrainian crisis. If you love sarcasm, you're at the right channel. You want to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And remember, this is peace in our day type stuff here. So, anyway, this is so. I'm trying to think how you can condense European history, politics, ideology into a soundbite, and it's hard. It's something you're just gonna have to stick with me. And the more these videos, the more you'll get a feel of what's really happened. What I said, what really is happening? What the heart and soul, the mindset of the Eastern European, Western Asia train of thought is. So, wars in Europe rarely start on a Wednesday. Now, that ain't a hell of a quote. That's how a top Russian diplomat brushed off speculation in the West that Russia could invade neighboring Ukraine as soon as Wednesday. As the U.S. and NATO members warn of the potential for a devastating war, Russia is not countering with bombs or olive branches, but with sarcasm. And you know what? It's winning. I hate to tell you guys this, it's absolutely winning. They figured out social media. They figured out the meme wars. They understand this stuff better than we do. We have a guy who doesn't even know what the internet is, sitting there pooping his diapers. As a tool that officials in Moscow have long used to belittle their rivals and to deflect attention from actions seen as threatening to the West or Russia's neighbors. Laconic quips dovetailed with the Kremlin's domestic agenda by making Russia its all-powerful president look more cool-headed and clever than countries in the panicky democratic West. Well, I mean, there's a reason why there's a term called Crazy Ivan. In a Facebook post, I mean, jeez, why do they even have Facebook? I mean, really? Tell me. I mean, the President of the United States can't have a Facebook. The former President of the United States cannot have a Facebook account. But the Russian foreign minister can, and you don't think there are forces working against you in this country? Think about that one. I mean, this is absolutely the most cockamamie, half-assed way of trying to hide something in plain sight I've ever seen in my life. Mass media disinformation in the West to reveal the schedule of our invasions for the upcoming year. I'd like to plan my vacations. The foreign minister of Russia asked the mass media of disinformation in the West. I mean, here's what's great about it. The guy's just talking the truth. I mean, you're sitting here. We have a West that's not even bringing up the fact about Ukraine in the past 2 years, how much that's affected U.S. policy. You have the current president of the United States, whose son was accused of doing illegal activity with Ukraine. You have the former president of the United States that was impeached because they tried to say that he was cooperating with Ukraine to affect an election. And now you've got the president that supposedly the election was to go against, is now retaliating against, or is now in bed with Ukraine. Tell me that's not the biggest cluster. How do you draw those lines? How do you bring that all together? I don't know how. Please tell me how in the chat. This is absolutely ridiculous thinking on our side. And I hate to say it, but Russia's got the cooler press right here. Look, to the regret of many Western media, the war again failed to start. Yeah, honestly, to goodness, they are dying for there to be a war. There's either they're trying to hide something, change the narrative around something. Let's face it, in election years, wars tend to go for the parties that are in power. But whenever America's in a battle, I mean, okay, look at last time. George Bush was the only president in like the last 100 years whose party didn't lose a substantial number of seats in the House and Senate, and that was in 2002, and we were at war with Iraq. So, anyway, fighting has erupted on their pages, but but it has no relation to reality. I mean, this guy, he's awesome. He's hilarious. Zach Horova. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but the guy, he knows their number. He's got the AP's number. Ukrainians, meanwhile, have been living amid signs of possible invasion. Signs of possible. Russia's ambassador to the European Union, Vladimir Chizhov, accused Westerners of slander for alleging an invasion was afoot. There's no leader. This is what happened. 80 million Americans voted for no leadership. And that's it. I mean, I'm just scanning over this. Look, here's a couple more quotes. I'm sure they'll be funny. Western hysteria is still far from its culmination. We need to have patience as the remission will not come quickly. Well, guys, it is what it is. But I thought that was hilarious that they're using sarcasm. Russia's using sarcasm. They're not firing a shot. I mean, they could sit there and do this every day, and it would drive the media nuts. They would spend millions of dollars in D.C., moving around troops, trying to play Risk like 12-year-old nerds that figured out board games for the first time. It's just sad. It's antiquated. It's sad. This is not how you run a country in foreign policy. We have no foreign policy agenda. We have no foreign policy outlook. We had one that was fabulous, and that was America First. And if you want to keep America first, hit subscribe here, because that's the way I'm going to take things when I read the news and I talk about this. And again, we'll just get through this together, all right? Till later, y'all. Best of wishes. Godspeed.